Mr. HeMann, first we want to congratulate you concerning your first VIP fight night, which was MDA in Kempinski. Yeah, so we want to find out from you. Can you please tell us about your upcoming event concerning the VIP fight night?
Well, it's all on again, October 29th, which is again a Saturday. Excuse me. We have an excellent lineup, a great lineup of fighters. The event's going to be bigger, better organised. Seating is going to be different. Prices have managed to come down because we've got a bigger sponsorship. We've got a lot more television coverage. We'll still be going live, DSTV, 54 countries. There'll be delayed telecast as well from local television this time with GH1. And just negotiating with one other TV company. We haven't signed the payment yet, so I won't say who they are. So we're very excited, yes.
Talking about the upcoming fights, can you take us through the kind of boxer that we'll be having on the card?
There's 3 title fights up for grabs at the moment. One is an empty belt that hasn't got an ownership right now, and the other 2 will be actually fighting for the belts. Just cut here for a minute.
So the vacant belt that you are talking about, is it going to which category vacant belt are you talking about?
Well, I'll let you leave over to my man over here. I'd run a whole lot of other things. We have our own team, who's led by with Azuma. Azuma leads the team. We have Azuma, we have Believer and Sidiq Banda. They're in charge of all that. You know, the whole event's such a big organisation that we all have our own little roles. I'm very excited about the fighters. Sidiq and Champ are in the gyms all the time, checking around, talking with the guys. So they'll be more qualified to tell you more about the guys personally.
Okay, so please, can you tell us about the kind of fighters that we'll be having?
We got the hottest lineup in boxing this whole year in Ghana. We got the hottest fights. You know that, right? Hottest lineup. You got Wahab. Remember Wahab last time he 12th round knockout against Michael Papo. Hot fight. He's defending his title this time against Michael Ansa. And these guys, believe me, they're training hard. And then we have Isaac Aye. He's also defending his title against Joseph Lamptey. That will be a hot fight too. But then we have Robert Quay. You know Robert Quay, knockout specialist. You know, it's so hard to find this guy an opponent. We got an opponent. He's fighting Abraham Afu from Ashaiman. Do you know that guy too? He's a hard man. Yeah, man. We got some crazy. And then Patrick Aye as well. You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's gonna be Patrick Aye versus
Isaac Dawuno.
Yeah, Isaac Dawuno. But the only problem is, you see the vacant belt. It was meant to be Sharif Quay versus Michael Dodo. Michael Dodo pulled out. Then we tried to put in Patrick O'Kine. He's also pulled out. So now we're trying to find an opponent for the vacant belt. But I think I don't want to say who it is. But this lineup is crazy. Forget all of these Isaac Dogbays and these Game Boys and all this stuff. Those are just one-man shows. This is 5 hot fights, smoking hot fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know boxing.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what? I think I'm more excited about Robert Quay. I want to see what he's gonna do. You know, he's a dangerous guy.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Mr. HeMann, please tell us. Last edition of the VIP fight night was held in Kempinski. We want to find out whether the upcoming edition one will be held in Kempinski.
No, it's be at the Kempinski. But this time, if you recall, last time we had the tower where the TV cameras were. Well, I'm putting a grandstand there this time. So there'll be 2 grandstands either side that'll all be barriered. So if you're in the grandstand seating, it'll be a little bit more affordable to some of the people. But you won't be on the floor and you'll be able to enjoy the fight. So there'll be capacity there for about 100 in the grandstand seating, as well as 400 seats, VIP dinners or VIP finger foods, complimentary drinks. There'll be a show. It's going to be exciting. It's a whole different event. And just one comment, my partner Sidiq mentioned about Isaac Dogby and Game Boys. Congratulations to them. Richard Comey as well, congratulations. These guys are doing their bit to what we're trying to do, is bring boxing back up to its glory days back in Ghana. We're trying to make Accra the capital of Las Vegas of boxing, and by bringing all that awareness, we then get financial support, and we can start going back to our juniors, our amateurs, and that's the whole idea of our VIP Fight Night, and that's why we have it here. So going back to Richard Comey, congratulations. Isaac Dogby, congratulations. Gameboy, I look forward to meeting up with him. But our event is all the guys who are almost there, and the tough fights, and those guys who are kind of left behind, and help bring their profile up, help bring them up to a level where then we can bring in a UK guy or a USA guy. This is only the second one. We've got plans for 3 or 4 more. Every 4 months, this is going down.
So the UK guys, the USA guys, please, can you give us their names?
No, I can, but I can't. Until they sign the promotional contract. And until also Azuma says our boys are ready. We were going to bring one guy, and our opponent here wasn't quite ready. We don't want to bring in these almost champions from overseas and bring them in here, and our guys aren't ready. You know what I'm saying? Because we're only going to get one shot at this, and we've got to make it look good to the international boxing world. That we're not just putting it on, and I get a little bit worried, about some of our guys. I look at BoxRec, and I look at the stats, and I see 26 and 0, and 25 and 0, and 22 and 0. Are these guys? Is this for real? Have they had 26 solid hard fights and 126 and 0? I'm just saying. I talked to a guy in South Africa, and I said, hey, listen, we're looking at I wouldn't mind bringing some white boys up here, South Africans, of course, you bring us up here, tough guys. He said, no, we don't fight up in Ghana. We don't go up there, we won't come up to Ghana. And I was surprised.
You're scared, man?
Well, I don't know if he was scared or... He gave me the opinion, it was like what we were talking about. Can we believe these stats? The guys, they put their own... Do they have real tough fights? Are they good fights? It looks impressive on a piece of paper, 20 and 1 or 25 and 0 and all this. But is this right? Is it true, I don't know. I've only been on the boxing scene here for 18 months, 2 years, maybe 3 years max. I'm new, The experts are around me. Sidiq Banda, Azuma Nelson, and Believer, and a few of the other guys, yourselves. I'm listening and looking and watching, My expertise is somewhere else, I have my doubts that what we are reading is true,
Mr. HeMann, talk to us. HeMann's promotion. Now you have gathered the experience in terms of putting some of the big fights in Ghana. At the same time, if you look at Kempinski, it seems like they are now playing a major role in Ghanaian boxing. Being the head of HeMann's promotion, we want to find out from you whether probably there will be more future about that you have to collaborate with Kempinski in order to be staging here in Ghana. Well,
what we're doing at the Kempinski is one sort of style, and it's serving its purpose. And as I said, that purpose is to bring corporate awareness and bring the big financial companies in board and let the environment. But the new stadium's going to be opening up soon. Champ is on the board there, so we'd like to get involved in that. We'd like to get involved in bringing the bigger fights to Ghana, Bukom Park fights. What's that fight in November 26? Isaac's on there. I'd like to go and help his dad or Paul, but right now we need to get big companies on board. We need to go to be able to say to, for example, MTN, we're going to have this fight. That's here. Here's a check to cover all the boxers' expenses and the referees and the judges, because everything costs. So until we can get all those people all on board and make the rest of the world stand up and look, which Isaac had done with his last fight. There was a nice article there from the WBC. You read that? When the rest of the world gets up and looks, then our own country companies might start looking at us and might start giving us the same treatment that they give the Black Stars and that they give the music industry, because it's not fair what they do.
So is your outfit going to be staging more fights here in Kempinski?
Yes.
Now you have had the experience.
The next day, we got the 29th of October. We've got the last week, or the first week of last week of February, the first week of March. we're just tossing on the availability of the venue, and then we got June the 4th, so that we're working on those already.
And now you have had experience after your first major promotion here in Kempinski. One will have asked, what is going to be different in terms of your upcoming promotion?
The experience will be a lot better for the clients who come. We are having a VIP red carpet area where there'll be a main gathering point. There'll be cocktails, there'll be champagne, there'll be photo opportunities for about an hour and a half outside of the venue first. Secondly, we're adding two grandstands. Thirdly, there's 5 levels of seating. 3-course dinners is one, finger foods is another, a beer and a pie, for example, is the other one. But it'll all be semi-formal, formal, African formal, Western formal, the same sort of attire, a controlled, comfortable Las Vegas style environment.
Mr. HeMann, currently, what are your thoughts of Ghana's interest? Is the sports picking up, or we are still declining?
Sports is starting to pick up. There's starting to become an awareness. It's getting better and better, but we have a long way to improve the mentality of the big corporations, the big businesses that we need behind us. We still have a ways to go for.
So how can we do that in order to create that awareness to get this corporate company that you're talking about?
Well, one way we're doing it is like what we're doing, how we're doing it. The CEO of a company, he buys a table or sponsors it. He comes down, he has a table of 10, his wife and 8 or 10 of his guests. They're in a lovely plush environment. They sit down having a lovely dinner. They've got their champagne. They're watching good fights, not just boys.
The best Ghana has to offer. No joke.
Yeah, I have to agree. The matchups are very, very good. The matchups are excellent in this next one, and they're going to get better and better and better. Already talking to Burkina Faso president of the Amateur Boxing Association. Talked to Sierra Leone president of the Amateur Boxing Association. So we want to get involved in that, and those guys are going to go from amateur to professional. We start creating West Africa. It'll come.
So for you, it's all about branding the product.
It's all about awareness. It's all about bringing the best. Branding is a big part of it, because branding creates cash flow. It gives you cash flow to be able to give the guys good purses, to be able to give them good money so they can train, to be able to give them something to look forward to. So if you're a boxer here and you're contender number 10, 12 in the world, and we have a lot of those guys. We have a few that are number 3 and 4 or 5. But and you're up there. Where's your venue? You've got to run away. You've got to
know where to fight.
You've got to go to America, or you've got to go to UK or somewhere else. We want to keep it here. I want to make. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to use the word I. We want to make Accra the capital of African boxing. We don't want our boys to run away. We want to look after what's here and return boxing in Africa, in Ghana, how it was in Zoom Zoom's day, and the 80s and the 90s. I know we went through some hard times here in the 80s with the curfew and all that, but look what Zuma done and how he united the country. That's exciting stuff, man.
Mr. HeMann, a little bit away from your upcoming promotion. Recently, Richard Kumbe fought a world title against Robert Easton Jr. from Toledo,
Philadelphia, yeah.
And he lost by close decision. First, did you watch the bouts, or have you had the opportunity to watch every play?
I've only seen bits and pieces of it. No, I haven't seen the whole bout. I've sat down.
So what are what will be your take on the bout?
I thought he had it around about the 7th or 8th round. I thought he might have gone. He should have. A couple of things I saw was he was showing his punch. He was telegraphing. Thank you. He was telegraphing his punch, and you talk to Chap. You telegraph this punch, but you're really going to do this one. So he needs to work on stuff like that. Did he go a little bit too early? I don't know. He's getting on. Carl done a great job with him. true credit to Carl. What a legend that guy is, and he's done it all on his own with his own finance and his own hard work. Him and Streetwise, I got to give them credit, those boys. The fight could have been, but he had to go. He was from Ghana, so you go away out of Ghana as the champion says to me. You have to take your own judges, your left judge and your right judge. You can't go there and think, I'm going to win on points decision, because it'll never happen. You have to knock him out. Maybe here he would have won the points decision, because it always goes in your home country, that favouritism, home ground advantage. But I even said to him, and I think I commented it on our group, you have to go and knock him out. Unfortunately, he didn't. Another time, huh? But it's all a learning curve. I hope he stays with it. He's got a good coach. We try and get some good money behind him. We do another promotion with him if Streetwise release him to us. We're all working together.
So to you, in terms of business, right? You are ready to in case you are ready to buy which you commit acts of contracts.
Not buying. No. Look, what we're looking for is we're ready to offer promotional contracts to fighters that we deem as worthy to be in our promotion. We're trying to create champions. We're not making it easy. We're not giving anybody bum fights. Look at this lineup. We're not making it easy for them. When we talk about bringing in foreign boxers, we're bringing in tough guys. For our guys to have tough fights, for them to prove themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't become a champion by having easy fights. As soon as you meet someone who's hard, he'll finish you. You want to be a real champ, like Professor, only by having tough fights. We're looking for fighters. We're talking to a lot of boxers right now, big name guys. I don't want to mention names. We're talking to a lot of big name guys and we're offering them promotional contracts, guaranteeing them a certain amount of fights that will benefit them, make them better fighters, and help their career move forward. This is what we're trying to do. We're trying to create some champions, some real champions. We're not in a rush. It takes time. It's tough. It's a tough road to walk. We're giving them that path. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. HeMann, back to you. Can you give us your goals regarding your company and you being the promoter too?
Our goal is to make the world look at Ghana as the capital of African boxing. Our goal is the champ said this, to bring the next world champion and have a world champion fight here, a world champion fight belt here. Professor said he wanted to do it by 2020. I think Isaac Dogby is not too far away. He's a tough boy, but he's covered with his own little promotional group that's tied up with the WBC in California and in England. So I'll help his father, and because he's his manager and works with him as much. And credit to him what he's done with his son. The boy's tough. The boy's strong. We can't really, he's there. So what about all these other guys, these tough guys we've got here? We're here to help them, and I'd like to see our real goal. Zuma Nelson Jr., who's now an amateur, he may be fighting an exhibition on the 29th. I'd like to see him, and I'd like to make him a world champion after his dad. After all, his dad is the associate with us and the business partner of HeMann Promotions, and he's a much part of HeMann Promotions as is Sidiq and myself.
So Mr. HeMann, please, can you confirm to me, as your promotional outfit, sign an official contract with a particular boxer here in Ghana? Aside promoting,
you have to make sure that they're worthy. But we haven't signed anybody as of yet.
So, if I may ask, I will give Ghanaians one or two.
If I start calling names, the prices will go up. So I just keep it like that for now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm a bit hesitant. I'm also hesitant to say names.
It's going to be when we sign these boxes up. We're going to start, as soon as they get signed up, we're going to start flying in tough guys from all around the world to fight them. And you're going to see some real, it's going to be a real show. It's going to be a real show.
Mr. HeMann, the upcoming events, which boxers are you looking up to steal the show, and why?
All of them. All of the fights.
I don't even know. I mean, which show? I don't know whether it's going to be this Isaac Aye or Wahab or even Robert Quay. It's a crazy lineup. Even Sharif Quay, if we get a good opponent for Sharif Quay, that's a vacant title. That's going to be a hot fight too. Quite frankly, I think Robert Quay is exciting, man. I haven't seen him fight in a while.
Why is it?
Because he knocks his opponents out every time. He's a knockout specialist. Man, you know, he's part of you guys' outfit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Robert Quay.
So
He's exciting.
So, were you impressed with his first outing here in Kempinski?
No, Robert didn't fight Kempinski.
No, I'm talking about Sheriff.
He fought. He fought
against
Felix Ajon. Yeah, that was a tough fight. You know, they called a draw, right?
Yeah.
They called a draw. I mean, those guys have been going at it for a while. So
Well, both of them.
the only way one of them can win a
Both
fight.
of them fought. Both of them fought. They were hammer and toe. They banged at each
I've
other.
been watching him training. I like how
That was good.
he's confident. I like his confidence. You know, Sharif Quay, he's a very confident fighter. He fights with a smile. You know what I'm saying? Which is rare. Not a lot of people fight with a smile on their face. He fights with a smile on his face. It's nice to see. It makes it look pretty.
Mr. HeMann, please tell us, is there anything that you want to say to boxing fans out there?
Boxing fans, get behind your locals, get behind your local people, get behind your local amateurs, get behind the sports. You know, help us promote it, help us show the world that we're not a backward, you know, wonder type of operation. And I don't mean HeMann Promotions. I mean boxing in Ghana. You know, it's an exciting era. We've got some good young boys. The country's getting strong. Hey, we got a new election coming on. Let's have a peaceful election. You know, let's just have some fun and enjoy a damn good night of boxing. Because there are 5 very, very good fights on this card. It's hard for us to pick who's going to meet the main card. It's difficult. It's very difficult. Which one would you pick?
No, seriously, I want to know your opinion.
Which one would you pick? Which
fight do you think?
There's 3 there that could be the main.
But I mean, quite frankly, the 2 title defenses are the main cards. You know, the Wahab and the Isaac Aye fight. They're both defending their titles, and the rest of them are undercards. But they're all hot fights. They're all hot fights. I mean, no, I want to know your opinion. Seriously.
It's an action-packed.
Yeah?
It's an action-packed show.
It's an action show, all right. And those people who come there are going to see a good evening. And between each show, there's going to be some top-line musicians. It's going to be a whole event, and that's why we're having it here. It's going to be mind-blowing. We've got a light show. We've got musicians. We've got great boxers. So you know, it's an event. It's going to be a world-class event, and it's going live 54 countries.
Please, for records sake, when are you going to expect the tickets in terms of?
Tickets will be going on sale October the 1st. There'll be lots and lots of outlets, television advertising, billboard advertising. Everything starts October the 1st. You know, Ghana, no one actually buys a ticket till a week before. So what we're doing right now is just promoting and organising. This thing is a big organisation. We have a team. We have a full-time staff now. What about 6 or 7 people? And I worked all day yesterday. There's a lot to do.
Can you give us the price for the tickets?
I think they're 200 Ghana CDs. Starting at 200 Ghana CDs.
The highest is 200 Ghana.
The lowest.
Lowest. Okay.
The lowest is 200 Ghana CDs. And the V.I.P ringside corporate tables, which are normally going to the sponsors, they're about 1,000 CDs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Thousands.
From 250 to 1,000 cities per seat.
So it's 200. 200 is the
lowest.
Is our startup price.
200 to 250. It's 200. It's 200 to 250, something like that. Yeah.
We hadn't even worried about the money. We were so busy making sure you get value for money.
Yeah.
Like anywhere else in the world. Anywhere else in the world that you go to in the world, and you sit down and have a 3-course dinner and a bottle of champagne and some beers, and you watch 5 fights, and you're listening to a couple of top musicians, I think you're going to pay more than 200 Ghana CDs. Would you agree or not?
I agree.
Any restaurant you come in here and you sit down with your wife and you have a nice dinner, and unless it's a chop bar, you know, and free drinks, it's going to cost you a lot more than 200 CDs. So you know.
Well, you've seen the quality of our events, so we know what we're doing.
Mr. HeMann,
Yes, sir.
once again, thank you for your time.
No, thank you for the great work you're doing in supporting the sport of boxing. My credit to you and to all the other guys out there that are all part of this whole thing. There's Don, there's Carl, there's Paul, Dogby, you know, everyone. It's not just one guy. The professor, you know, Samoa Jam, you know, everybody's out there. It's all one big group. We're not trying to compete against anyone. In fact, Sidiq and I don't even make money. We do it for the love of sport, you know. We don't even make money. It's for the boys. It's for the sport. And thank you too.
You're welcome.
Yeah.